Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan, and today I would like to go over a bit of what was talked about on the webinar of March 15th. Unfortunately, that day we were unable to record, and the idea is to go over it today. So that being said, the main idea of this whole meeting is to kind of three things is on the first hand. For those who are new, learn a little bit about Catler. Secondly, talk a little bit about the newest features that were uploaded. And thirdly, show you a little bit about what's coming down the rabbit hole. So I'll share my screen. Okay, so one second. Take a little bit longer for some reason. Okay, sorry for that delay. Don't know why that happened. So the idea, as I said, is what do we have today, how it works, and what we're improving, and then what's next, and then questions and feedback for the people that were there. Just for a reminder for everybody, Catler is available on both iOS and on Android. So that's something that we've been worked really hard on to be able to offer it to everybody on the market on the two main operational devices. On the platform today, Catler is very open, very friendly. When it comes to your cattle inventory or cattle management, you're able to create your lots, add lots to existing ones, add and manage lot expenses, monitor your break evens in real time. When it comes to your yard sheet, being able to go on a per pen basis to see exactly how each of those pens is doing and look at that on seeing how that average daily gain is doing. Pull animals out and treat them in the same time. And all of that goes directly into your billing. So being able to see your billing. And when it comes to cattle movements, the possibility of having your tracking your animals throughout the whole time that they're at the yard. Let's not forget that Catler is also available on your phone and tablet, as I said, iOS or Android, and then also available on your computers as well. When it comes to the feeding side, we've been incredibly flexible here and being able to, we listen a lot to our members, and what that means is that we get a lot of feedback from you and we create whatever you believe is best. And by that, we've created the possibility of having multiple rations in a day. And today we're going to be showing a little bit about the editable load. So the possibility also of having a target amount that you want to feed and being able to cut that up into as many loads as you would want in order to adapt to what your needs are, basically. Lastly, one of the main important aspects of Catler is the supply side. So the possibility of having your ingredients that have your NEMs and AGs that have a cost as well tied to it. And that cost is also you're able to backdate that cost. And that will directly impact your billing moving forward. That those supplies that you have the possibility of setting low stock alerts, so which will let you know when you are running low on different ingredients that you have. Whatever changes you make, for instance, on the cost side and supplies, will directly impact your rations and your ration costs, as well as your end of the month billing. Some of the features that we'd like to go over today was the editable load, which was requested a lot by a lot of our members, and we're very glad to have it. We're also going to go over the cost management side, showing the different costs that we have, which would be simple cost and then purchase basis cost. The purchase basis would allow you to, first and foremost, add shrink and margin for those that are custom feeders, and show you kind of the new reports that are coming down the line as well. So when it comes to the editable load, there's a video here. So basically, if you go back, this is your main screen of your load and drops. So for those that are new, you're going to be able to have your different rations over here in the ration management. In the delivery plan, you're able to assign each pen to a ration that you have and set your deliveries for the day, how many deliveries, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and add the quantity, add the feeding criteria, which would be as fed, dry matter, or by the percentage of the average weight, and then add the quantity to that and be able to and save it. Once you save it, you go into your load and drop. This is where you would create your different batches. So if you on the delivery plan you had 3 rations, 3 pens with the same ration, you're gonna want to bundle all that up into one batch and move forward with that. So in this screen, what you're seeing is the ration A, which has a load of 1,100. We're currently using the Rotomix 3 tractor, truck, and it's going to pen 3, and it's only for delivery 1. When you click on the resume, it's going to take you to our black feeding screen. And just for those that are new as well, on the right-hand side, you have the target amount, which we will be changing in this case, but ultimately on the right-hand side, you would have the target load, basically how much you're actually going to be loading. And on the left-hand side, you would be going on a per ingredient basis. In order to begin your feeding with the box and cables, you're gonna have to click on the start loading, and it'll take you to the first ingredient. We have a video on YouTube which goes step by step on the feeding process of Catler. In this case, we're going to be changing to set a custom load. So instead of it being 1,000, we're going to change it to 550. And for those, just to be extra clear, as we make the change from 1,100 to 550, the target amounts of each of the different feed inputs changes in real time. So if you look down here, the target changes. So what that means is the math is already done for you when you make these changes on the when you make the change on the editable load, basically. And once done, on top, you will be having what the total target amount for this ration is, for this order is. So the total is 1,100, but in this load, we're only going to do 550. So it allows you to compare how you're doing in real time with your current load that you're doing, but always keeping track what the total order is required. Press start loading. And as I said before, on the left-hand side, you'll have the feed input. This 280 will go down as you get closer to that amount, and this total on the scale will increase to the 550 amount. Sorry about that. The wrong button. Sorry, there we go. There's the video again. Start loading. And then, as I said before, you're able to select the next ingredient. And you'll start to load as you did before. And then you click finish loading, which will take you to the mixing screen. And again, you have to click the start dropping button. If I move this. There. Start mixing. Now start dropping. So you're going to start dropping for the quantity amount that you have actually loaded. So that being said, total was 550 here, and there you go. So then this takes you to your load and drop summary, which again is your recollection, your real-time view of how you're actually feeding and how you're actually dropping, just to see how close you are to your deltas. In this case, you'll see that you have, once this happens, you're going to be able to load again or drop again. Of course, the load was in accordance with what you wanted, but the drop will be, you're missing half, because of course you only loaded you only want it to load for 550 with your target amount of being 1,100. Shoot. Sorry about that. If you were to click back to my order list, you will always be able to go back and resume that amount that you still have left, and it'll take you back to load again. And again, and then in this case, you will be able to load for the quantity that you have left remaining, basically. And you can do this as many times as you want, going back in and loading the quantities that you need in order to reach your target amount for that day, basically. Mixing screen and dropping, and we drop what is left of the load in this case. As you get closer, the colors go from green to yellow to red, and as you're in red, it also you have an alert that lets you know that you're running close. So, all in all, this has been one of the biggest features that we've come up with, which is the editable load. Because in some cases, at some feed yards, we saw that people want to start by just going around once, just dropping a little bit for the animals to eat, and then we'll start their deliveries, their a more precise delivery. That being said, that was one of the biggest elements that we had. Secondly, the new item that we added, or that we've had for some time, is the cost management. And by cost management, I mean the possibility of adding 2 different costs. And I'm going to actually show this on the Catler app on my account, which would be the one on the right. And to do this, basically, those that are new, these are all the different tabs that we have on Catler. If you go to the supply section, there we go. You're able to modify your cost by clicking on the pen. Same goes for the stock. Click on here. Well, in this case, I'm going to grab one that doesn't have this, so we can go from the basics. Exactly. So in this case, today is Sunday, March 19th, and we have 2 different costs. We have the simple cost, which is basically in which your price is your cost, but in this case, you're also able to change it to a purchase basis, which allows you to have your cost, but then add a shrink, say 3%, and then add your margin, which could be direct to that ingredient. So that being said, you also will be able to backdate this cost to March 1st, if that is when you actually got that, if that is when you got that ingredient, basically. So that being said, once that is done, the ingredient in that we just talked about changed. In this case, the Amino Plus just changed from 30 to 34.02, which will directly impact your rations and will directly impact your feeding cost, and ultimately into your billing at the end of the month, or 15 days, or whenever you do the billing. I think that has been something really important to us. I think one other element that I'd like to share is the possibility of, when it comes to the cattle management, is the possibility of uploading a CSV file for individualized animal tracking. So I am in lot 5556, and if I go into the sublot, and you're able to click here and upload CSV, I actually have a video to share with you of how that would work. Tab right here. All right, thank you. So there we go. You're able to add it right now. There you go. And then you upload the CSV. Okay. And you upload the CSV file that you have. And animals that were before, there you go. All of a sudden, you have the EID tags there. Of course, this is going to be either EID tags or EID or just plain tags, which will allow you to also doctor them correctly. Or basically just have a recollection of them. So going back to the presentation, we also added some new reports that we would like to share with you. This is the new format that will be coming down the line. The format that I'll show you now is a little bit different, but ultimately, if you go into the reports, you're able to have reports regarding feed consumption. Of course, this is my dummy account, so bear with me that it might not be as fully fleshed as it should be. But you'd be able to see increases of feed, be able to choose which ingredients you actually want to use to be able to correlate and understand. Of course, I have a lot of ingredients here that makes it kind of difficult because this is also for testing. So this would allow you to see all that. Same goes for feed deliveries. You're going to be able to. So for the last week, I want to see the pen per ration daily. You'll be able to see pen A108. There's 60 animals. They're on the starter. The target was 5291. There was no delta target. And exactly. Being able to see this is key. Furthermore, we will be adding the following. We will be adding the following reports. This is the livestock inventory as well. that was requested to us a lot. And same was the feed deliveries. Okay, there you go. Put that down there. So, feed livestock inventory, possibility of tracking out all of your, just understanding how much you have, how many animals you have per owner. Also, and then also as a whole, basically, total active lots that you have. And we're also going to allow you to download this both in a PDF and in a CSV file that allows you to also do your own any kind of deep analysis that you would like to do. Per ingredient, and then a little bit of what's coming down the rabbit hole is a lot. We're going to be launching most likely mid-April animal health and the shoot side. Nowadays, you do have accessibility to certain elements of animal health, but this is always on a complete per lot basis. So the possibility of, if you're on your cattle management side and you want to see the sublot, and then you're going to be able to add any of these expenses to here. Basically, you would be able to select the sublot, add a treatment or processing vet, any product you would like. So if you're gonna some kind of vet product, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do a treatment. I'm sorry. There we go. And I'm gonna give Draxen. I gave Draxen to about 5 head, and I gave him a total of 15, 20 cc's. That cc's is 4 cc's per head. That unit cost is 480. So that math is done for you. So if I press confirm and I go into my billing and I go into my report, basically, which is a feed report of how well these animals are doing, that new ingredient has been increased here on the vet treatments. A little bit about this report, which I think is pretty handy, is the fact that this report is a moment in time of how your lot is doing. So lot 555556 came in 2023. They came at 7,500 pounds, and now they're 2,600 pounds. My cost of gain has been 0.07. And my break-even point is 36.06. So that being said, this break-even point is constantly changing and in constant flux as you feed and as you provide several different treatments and so on and so forth, and as you have losses as well. I'm going to go back to here and give the final element regarding what's coming down the rabbit hole. And what's coming down the rabbit hole is the possibility of having the animal health side and being able to see all this both on your tablet and on your phone. So that being said, there we go. When it comes to the shoot, you're going to be able to have a preset, you can have your preset treatment protocols from the animal health side, which you will be able to tie into your shoot. And with that, be able to do the main 4 elements that you do at the shoot, which is identify an animal, assign it a visual tag or an EID, weigh it, and then any health treatment that you'd like to provide it, and then sort it. Okay. This is what the screen would look like. So the possibility of going through the visual identification, have the EID number pop up if you have already weighed it, seeing the increase in weight of the animal previously. So, and also tied into your average daily gain and have that all treated. And below that, you see that the treatment, you have the different protocol. So this protocol already comes in and will be, in cases of the millimeters, it will be modifying in accordance with the weight of your animal. So being able to know the actual weight and the millimeters on the cc's that you would need on a per weight basis, that will do that automatically. Last but not least, this is a feature that is currently available on your phone, but we're going to continue to hone it with the EID tags. Is the possibility of scanning the EID with your wand, and with that be able to see that animal profile in real time, be able to see how many days it's been in the hospital, what diagnostics it's had in the past, and then look at any records it has, and finally assign any different treatments that you'd want, basically, with the red tab, and direct access to your protocols on your products. So that being said, I think that we've touched up on a lot of different points on what is new on Catler. The idea of this of these webinars and this video is to be able to upload constantly and have you guys in the loop with everything that we're trying to show you. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Please, you know where to find us, and hope this was a good first run. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.